All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea news. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you guys are. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have, once again, another blockbuster live stream. Got quite a few things to talk about. Two very important factors. One, Reece James's press conference. I really wanted to touch base with you guys and see what you thought about some of the things that he said. And of course, Pochettino as well. He had some things to say in the press conference in regards to player targets and transfer market. And is he getting frustrated? Has he also hinted that we are definitely, on the lookout for Caicedo, because he kept on talking about that there is one midfielder that we are going for. So it makes me think that, the Caicedo situation, it's not dead. It's not dead. If anything, I think it's going to happen. So a couple of things to talk about. But yeah, big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to Dominic. Big up to Serves. Big up to Valan. Big up to Digital Film Reviews, Uncle Benson Oates, Jeff Knightley, King Level, Sianzani, Jamie 1221, Blue Line 025. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Great to see you guys coming through. Smash the like button as soon as you come through. Nearly 100 of you guys are live after 1.5 minutes. Make sure you smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. We're about 500 away from 26,000 subscribers, so let's get there as quickly as possible. This has been a quick one, to be honest. Like from 25 to 26, it's moving mad. Quite a lot of content coming up today, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we've got the live stream now. I will give another video later on UK time around 8:30 p.m. just wrapping up the day's news. Then we've got the watch along, the preseason match against Newcastle, which is I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing to watch Chelsea again. This particular team, it makes you want to watch them over and over and over again. It's been quite a sensational start to the preseason tour, the first couple of games. So I want to see how it all pans out against Newcastle, which will be an even harder test than Brighton. So obviously looking forward to that. And then, of course, after that, I'll do the review. So quite a lot of things to look forward to today. All right, first up, ladies and gentlemen, Rhys James. Have you guys watched the press conference of Rhys James? If you haven't, go check it out on the Chelsea YouTube channel. It's all there. Basically, Reece James said last season it definitely took a toll on him. And one of the reasons being for the poor outing that we saw, the abysmal season that we had, was partly, or I think the way he was trying to hint is that mostly was because of players that didn't want to stick around at Chelsea Football Club. So Reece James coming out and saying that, it looked like from the get-go that some of the players didn't want to stick around. They probably didn't believe in the plans. This is what he was saying. Let me just bring this up for you guys. So this is what Reece James said, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just sort this out for you. There you go. Reece James points to players who didn't want to be at Chelsea last year as a problem. Last season took a toll on him. He did not hold back. He did not hold back. I mean, look at the exodus, ladies and gentlemen, that we've had this transfer window. Look at the players that have left. There would have been, from the get-go, some of these players just simply did not want to be at Chelsea Football Club. And once you have that feeling, it's very difficult to then put a strong season together. Kovacic obviously has gone as well. I think Kovacic is one of those players that didn't want to be, sticking around. Mason Mount being one of those players too. You can clearly see he didn't want to stick around for too long. But obviously the PR for Mason Mount, they'll tell you that, he's definitely not the one. It was everyone else. It's Ziyech. It's all the other players that have left or linked to be leaving Chelsea Football Club. Kalidou Koulibaly, and many more that has departed throughout this particular. Kai Havertz, another one. The PR for Mason Mount will tell you it was everyone else that was the problem besides him. I'm not saying he was the only problem, but I think he was part of the problem. And do you guys remember when Reece James put out that cryptic message on Instagram, and so many people were like, no, this is philosophical Reece James. He doesn't, he puts out stories like that on a regular basis. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, it did mean something. I still remember when I was talking about it, a lot of people were like, nah, man, that's just, Chelsea fans are so toxic. He didn't mean to talk about football. He's just talking about something else. Nah, he definitely did talk about football. And if you guys remember, let me just bring that up. It was this. If you got to persuade them to help carry the bricks, they aren't the ones to build with. So Rhys James knew last season very well that the situation wasn't looking good. So I'm glad Rhys James came out in public and talked about that. And I hope he continues doing that. There's talks about Rhys James being a captain, whether it's now, whether it's in the future. And your credibility as a captain, I feel, increases even more if you're honest, if you're not trying to sugarcoat things with the fans. And I'm glad that he's come out like that openly and said that it was a difficult year and a lot to do with the people that didn't want to be at Chelsea Football Club. Rhys James, if you have to pursue them to carry to the bricks, then they are not the one to build with. I remember the tweet last season. I guess he was saying that all along. Exactly right. He wrote that after Mount refused to sign an extension. I remember. And you know what? So many people were telling me, it's got nothing to do with Mount. They're best friends, did that, this, that, the other. Look, I don't know whether it was specifically towards Mount, but I think it was towards the situation. And Rhys James is, part of the dressing room. He knows what is going down and who wants to be there and who doesn't want to be there. I'm pretty sure that was about that. Depeche, he just said that some players didn't want to be there because they weren't playing. Not that of a big shot. People don't actually watch press conference, just take these headlines. Oh, okay. Depeche is another one of these. You know what? Depeche is one of those individuals, I reckon. If there's, for instance, there's a couple of thugs that's walking around and they're about to go into someone's house and they're about to rob them. Depeche would be looking outside and be going, no, you're reading into the headline too much, man. They're just going in to just say hello to the people inside. They're not going to rob them. They're not going to do anything. Depeche, believe me, brother, we all know what he was talking about. Let's not try and sugarcoat this anymore. Rhys James has pretty much come out and said, the issues were there from the get-go last season. There was quite a lot of players that didn't want to stick around. So let's not beat around the bush anymore. It's as simple as that. Lee, I feel that Rhys James is quite a shy person, but he does his talking on the pitch. I think he doesn't talk. He doesn't elaborate. Like whatever he says, he's a short talker, I feel. Like whatever he says, it's straight to the point and it hits you. He doesn't have to talk and elaborate too much about it. So, yeah, man, good on him. Let's see what else you guys are saying. So the mighty United got beaten by just Wrexham. Yeah, man. Yeah, who cares, man? They got beaten by Wrexham. I don't really care, to be honest. Whoop-de-doo. They beat Arsenal before that. I'm not interested, to be honest. Big up, Miz. How you doing, brother? I'm doing fine, my man. Hope you're doing well as well. Roby saying, I don't think he was saying Mount, maybe Havertz cover. Look, it doesn't matter whether he was saying Mount or we need to put all of them together. Why should we have a separate, all of these players and then Mount on the other side? Why does it need to be like that? they all left. Mount left as well. Do you know what I mean? Mount didn't think twice to stay at Chelsea Football Club. He had a pre-recording of his farewell goodbye message video. So I hate the fact that everyone wants to have all of these other players in one side, that they're the bad ones, and then Mount is a separate issue. He never was a bad apple. He always wanted to stay at Chelsea for. It's like we should stop thinking that way. We really should stop thinking that way. He's no longer a Chelsea player. Like, who cares? Shano76, good to see you. Shano, no way Reece James captain material at the moment. Too quiet on the pitch. Yeah, I don't think at the moment, but I think eventually enough, he will be a captain. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Pochettino on midfield. One more at least with more experience. So he's hinting that, Chelsea want to get a particular midfielder, and I feel like he's there's only one midfielder that we're interested in the market at the moment, and that's Caicedo. So, Pochettino more or less is saying that we are still on the lookout for Caicedo. So I don't think the Caicedo situation is dead. Obviously, there's a lot of news coming up in regards to Caicedo that we're not going to look to budge more than 80 million. But look, one way or another, this has to come to an end. It really does have to come to an end. We've got Newcastle match coming up tonight. After this, there's only 2 more preseason games, and then it's the English Premier League season. Starting the Premier League season is going to kick off. We're running out of time. Like, if it's going to be 100 million and nothing, we got to make a decision whether we're going to stick to it or not. So, yeah, look, I don't know. It seems like maybe Pochettino could be getting a bit frustrated about not having, some more incomings through the door. We're trying to reinforce that area, midfield and other areas. The players who are here on the tour are in my plan and Chelsea's plan. I have nothing to say on the players here at the moment. I think this was in regards to a lot of the journalists talking about Conor Gallagher. I still think Conor Gallagher is probably going to leave, but Pochettino kept on insisting that Conor Gallagher is part of the plan. Everyone who's in the preseason is part of Chelsea's plan. Mauricio Pochettino is growing increasingly concerned with lack of experience in the squad and the slow progress of signing. Look, I think this is where Tom Rhodey is put a little bit of masala, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of all of those good stuff that you want to put in a dish. I don't think he's increasingly concerned. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. There's a picture of them, or was it yesterday? There was a picture of Pochettino's backroom stuff along with Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart having a nice dinner together. Look, I think he's happy with what he has in the squad. We've got a lot of talent, but of course, the window's not closed yet. So we are looking to reinforce in midfield. We definitely need a defensive midfielder. There's no doubt about that. But once he gets that defensive midfielder, whether it's Caicedo, I hope it is Caicedo, I think he'll be fairly content. I don't think there is a necessity to get a striker. We could perhaps add a goalkeeper to compete with Kepa. I don't think we're going to get a, first team goalkeeper straight away. The ones that we want, one has gone to Man United, the other is going to stick around at AC Milan. I don't think there is any other first team level goalkeepers that we are looking to splash money on at the moment. But we do need a second goalkeeper because right now there is no competition for Kepa, and Kepa needs some level of competition. So, and of course, maybe an attacking player, like someone like Mohamed Kudus, someone like Ryan Cherki. Obviously, Olise's name's been thrown around. I do think it might be Mohamed Kudus that's going to get the nod. But look, this whole thing about him growing increasingly concerned, I don't think he's increasingly concerned because the squad's not bad. It just needs, as I said, more than anything, it just needs a defensive midfielder. Chelsea do not plan to spend more than 80 million on Moses Caicedo. This is from Tom Rody. Look, if that's the case, we need to move on. We need to move on immediately. Let's see what you guys are saying. Dedication M, you're right. Pure waffle from Rody. How can Poch be concerned with lack of experience when he clearly wants to work with young players? Exactly. He's buzzing. Like, look at the fans as well. Look at us. We are buzzing to see some of our youngsters, and they're performing really well. So I don't think he's growing increasingly concerned, but there is a necessity to get at least a defensive midfielder. That's all I'm going to say. All right. I don't think Mount can come up to James's level personally. Unlisted Ms. Kudus will replace Gallagher. Huge upgrade. Yeah, look, Gallagher, there's suitors for him and he needs to leave ASAP. And Kudus fits our mold a lot more. There's a need for a creative attacking midfielder. There's a need for someone who can fill in the striker position, and then someone who could potentially play on that left side as well. Marcus, troll, I'm just speaking facts like other people cannot do. People have zero IQ ball knowledge. I don't know what you're talking about. Marcus, phenomenal Finn. Yep, of the reports that Chelsea ain't signing no one till Caicedo gets done. We are wasting time on this, and it looks a deadline day deal. No keeper, no versatile attacker in cause of Caicedo. Yeah, look, I don't think Caicedo will be a deadline day transfer. I think it's got to happen soon. We got to make a decision. Are we going to just stick to the 80 million? Are Brighton going to move from that 100 million? We should figure this out ASAP. I don't know why all of a sudden there's rumors about Gallagher leaving. Obviously, we wanted Gallagher to leave, but is it somehow linked? Potentially Gallagher leaving, we're going to bag the money, and then we're going to use some of that money to maybe reach Brighton's, 100 million price tag. I don't know. There seems to be quite a few things, quite a few moving parts that may need to happen just before the Caicedo stuff. Mike, Miz, we need players, man. It's 15 or so days to Liverpool game. I don't know what Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winsley are doing at the moment. Look, I don't think they're just sitting on their backside and twiddling their thumbs. Like, I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're definitely trying. But I want to ask you guys, what do you want them to do? Like, we are trying to pursue Caicedo. Like, it's either we pay the 100 million or we try and negotiate 80. Like, what do you want Chelsea to do? Just pay the 100 and finish things off? Is that it? Like, Chelsea don't want to pay the 100 million. But they think they can still get the player. They just want Brighton to negotiate. Brighton just recently got themselves that left-sided CB, Igor from Serie A, I think. So hopefully now they can stop worrying about Levi Colwell and now think about potentially letting go of Caicedo. Roberto De Zerbi has been saying that he can picture living without Caicedo. But then they need an adequate replacement as well. So are we waiting on Brighton to get a replacement? Is that the case? Who knows? Maybe we're waiting on Brighton to get a player. Because if Brighton bags the 100 million or whatever, 80, 85 million from us, other teams might try and screw them up with the price tag. This way, if they go after a particular midfielder, they can say, look, we're not selling Caicedo. We're not getting any money. We want this player for X amount. But if the Caicedo deal goes, so like for example with West Ham, we are trying to squeeze as much money as possible from West Ham in regards to Conor Gallagher, because we know West Ham has the Declan Rice money. So are we potentially waiting on Brighton to find a replacement for Caicedo and not get done in the transfer market? And then once that deal is done, then they're going to sell Caicedo to us. I don't know. There could be a lot of different moving parts that we are not privy to. Prabal is saying in Brighton news, they have sent scouts to Peru for some 21-year-old midfielder. I guess it can be their Caicedo alternative. We can only hope. Yeah, maybe that could be the case. Arnesh is saying why I always see Jude's character in Colwell, he looks like leader, just like Jude, and I love his personality and character. Yeah, of course, man. Of course, indeed. King, Biz, what happened to Chelsea and Arsene Zakarian? It was pretty hot some time back. Yeah, look, Arsene Zakarian, I think being the Russian international, there was a political issue, with UK. In order to get a Russian player, there's a whole heap of dramas. It's not that easy. That's the final gist of it, to be honest. Zakarian is now, I think off to Lazio. So that's that. And let's see what else you guys are saying. Can we move on from Caicedo? This is the next Kunde saga. Yeah, look, we could perhaps move on from Caicedo if we have figured out that Brighton don't want anything less than 100 million. But who can we get beyond Caicedo? We are so neck deep on Caicedo. Who else could we get? Romeo Lavia is going to Liverpool, so there's that option gone. I don't know who else we can think of. We're too deep in this Caicedo situation. We now have to somehow try and manage to get that. Other side of the coin, we are waiting for Brighton to get a replacement, and Brighton are waiting for that 100 million because they don't want to have money. Yeah, look, I feel like, because when people say, "Oh, Chelsea's not doing anything," it may not necessarily be just Chelsea, right? It could be from Brighton's side where they're potentially looking for a replacement. Until they get a replacement, they don't want to commit to Caicedo leaving. That's all. I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Kia, do you believe Ben Jacobs when he said Caicedo valuation was max 80 million? I mean, it wasn't just Ben Jacobs. Even Fabrizio Romano said that Chelsea could potentially do a deal for approximately about 85 million. So, yeah. There's that. De Zerbi don't want to sell Caicedo. Of course he doesn't want to sell Caicedo. He's an important player, but Brighton are a selling club. That's all I'm going to say. Brighton are a selling club, and they need to sell. That's it. Just sell. So praise Tor. I really want us to get Amrabat Miz. Yeah, Amrabat would be a great alternative, but once again, I think Man United are after Amrabat. And Amrabat's agents are quite deep in conversation with Man United. Look, Brighton just being difficult. That's all. Problem is no player will want to extend in the future with a gentleman's agreement. Yeah, this is a lesson for all the Brighton players. In the likes of Mitoma and Siso, Evan Ferguson, and many more. That be smart. Be smart about your contracts. Because if you do want to leave down the track, which I'm pretty sure all of these players will want to leave because they'll be excellent players down the track. Be smart about your contracts. De Zerbi on Caicedo, I'm ready to play with him, but we have to be ready to find another midfielder if Moses leaves. So there's that. All right. Do you know what we're going to do? Let's talk a little bit about the Newcastle match. I haven't done this for a little while. Let me know what you're expecting against Newcastle. I'm quite excited about this particular preseason match against Newcastle. This will be a very, very difficult fixture. I thought let's try and do a lineup. I want to put up a lineup, see what you guys have to say about that. Haven't done this with you guys for a little while, so I want to do this. I want to do this with you guys. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So obviously we play a 4-2-3-1. So this is what I want to see, ladies and gentlemen, tonight against Newcastle. Let me know what you think about that. This will be a good way to finish things off. Obviously, I want to play with a strong team. I want to slowly start playing with a strong team because the Premier League season is just around the corner, and I want to see how some of these players gel together. So look, Kepa is our number one goalkeeper at the moment. In left back, Cucurella or Ben Chilwell. Ian Martin has been doing well, but he's not played left back so far. I think it might be Chilwell. I might put Chilwell. I do like his sort of inside his runs in the half spaces over here. I do like that. I do appreciate that. I want to see more of that. So maybe Chilwell to start things off. Leroy Colwell, 100%. He needs to start playing Silva. On the right side, Reece James. I don't know whether he's fully fit, but Malo Gusto has done nothing wrong. Gusto continues. Malo Gusto, the way it's going, I think he might be in line to start against Liverpool. Obviously, we'll see how the rest of the preseason goes. But so far, Malo Gusto has looked unbelievable, man. What a signing for us from Lyon. Fantastic signing. Youngster, Reece James, he'll potentially get some minutes in the second half. We'll do another team for the second half. In the middle, I want to see Enzo Fernandez with Andre Santos. I think this was a pivot combination last game as well. Anyway, I want to see Mudryk. Mudryk did really well last game, and I want to see him continue doing that. I want to see Nkunku here. I want to really start seeing Nkunku just behind a striker. On that right side, this is where it gets very interesting. Obviously, Noni Madueke hasn't played as yet. Diego Moreira, he can probably come off the bench. Raheem Sterling, he can come off the bench as well. I'm going with Angelo Gabriel. I am going with Gabriel. So far, Angelo Gabriel has done extremely well. I want to start things off with Gabriel. I want to take this game seriously against Newcastle, and up front, undoubtedly, Nicholas Jackson, man. This guy has been ripping it up. So this would be my starting lineup. This would honestly be my starting lineup. And, get some chemistry together, really take the game seriously. Obviously, build up the fitness, build up the match sharpness. But this is the lineup that I would go with. Let's see what you guys have to say. And then I'm going to add second half teams as well, just to showcase what we can do in the second half. Let's see what you guys are saying. Miz play left, Mish play left, right. Now Mish for us. I don't know what that means, man. Angela overrated. Madueke is the dude. Angela overrated. Wow. Okay. Miz, let's select our best squad for the upcoming EPL. Yeah, of course. We have to. Jackson up top. Left wing, Ian Martin starts. Mudryk, man. Come on. Got to give Mudryk an opportunity. I think Mudryk did really, really well. I don't want to see Sterling. Yeah, Sterling can come off the bench. Sterling will start the game over Mudryk. That would be a shame, to be honest. But I know this is preseason. It is what it is. 100% agree with that lineup. I think this is the strongest lineup, in my personal opinion. Couldn't agree more with that lineup. There you go. A lot of people seem to be agreeing with that. Would be nice to see Slolina in this game. Yeah, maybe in the halftime he might come on. All right, now let's create second half teams. Maybe Slolina. Perhaps Cucurella. Bashir Humphreys. Chalobah. Rhys James. Gallagher. I don't think we have any other midfielders, do we? Gallagher. Caicedo. I think that's how you spell it. Sterling. This might be Martson. Maybe Sterling up front, perhaps, could play. And then you can have Chukwuemeka. and then you can have Madueke. Yeah, that would probably be my second half team. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this. The first half and the second half. Well, not necessarily from the get-go second half, but they can be substituted in. I think this might be the go. Let's see what you guys are saying. I don't think Nkunku and Jackson will start together, but there might be a half an hour period where they play together. Yeah, look, whatever the case is, I want to see this combination, man. I'm just eager to see this pan out. I don't want to see Nkunku for Jackson being substituted, even though at the moment that seems to be the case because both of them are at the moment playing in the striker roles. Obviously, Jackson will play in the striker roles, but Nkunku is also playing in the striker roles because we don't have another striker. But I would like to see Nkunku just behind Jackson, just for a short amount of time at least. Burstow striker, fair enough. Gallagher over Santos, I think. Hall for Connor. Okay, yeah, that's another one. Lewis Hall could potentially get a chance as well. Yo, Miz, finally caught live today. How you doing? Doing fine, my man. Hope you're doing well as well. Big Oos. They will get few minutes together because we don't have Broya. Yeah, of course. That's a surprise combo for Liverpool, keeping our cards to the chest. Yeah, man, absolutely. Rain, good to see you. As long as Sterling ain't playing, I'm okay with it. Fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. We'll see you guys later on UK time, wrapping up the day's news. And then we've got the watch along, then we've got the review. Make sure you guys tune in to all of those contents that's going to be dropping today. Make sure you smash the like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification as well to stay in touch with all the content that's going to drop today. And let's get to 26,000 subscribers. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.